I'm going to warn you up front, this video is going to be boring, but I need you to stay with me because I have personally collected over $1.5 million in high-ticket sales, and I helped scale the last agency I worked in from 80k a month to 150k a month in 45 days. And the single thing I wish I'd had running the entire time is what I'm about to show you in the next few minutes. Because here's the thing, when I was in that agency and our pipeline dried up, I started manually going through every single lead that had ever said no to us, and I ended up closing deals that I had written off months ago and thought, this guy's never going to close, and those were deals that literally paid salaries that month. And what bothers me to this day is that I still don't know how many deals I lost before I started doing that. You know, how many people I lost into the abyss that is the sales kind of graveyard, right? And there are people who said no 2 years ago that I never followed up with, who I could have converted, and they are gone forever. So I built this automation so it never happens again for me or for any of my clients. It takes 30 minutes to build once, and it is statistically impossible, and I mean that literally, for you not to make more money once you have it in place. So if you run a lead gen agency and you're not doing this, you are leaving a minimum of $250,000 a year on the table every single year. And that is not my opinion, that is a fact, and that is a minimum. So let me tell you what it is, and also at the end of the video, I'll give it to you for free, and yeah, we'll take it from there. So first things first, what is it? It is a simple automation inside your CRM that fires whenever your sales rep or yourself marks a lead as lost. So like they said no, they couldn't afford it, whatever. Like basically, as long as they're not unqualified or have explicitly told you never to speak to them again, that's whenever that happens, whenever someone moves into that, whatever stage you call that, I have it as lost or abandoned, right? They either didn't get back to me or they explicitly said no. It triggers the automation, and it will create 5 tasks automatically over a 1-year period, right? And what will happen is 30 days after that lead was marked as lost or abandoned, you will get a task. Whoever it is, whoever the sales rep is, who is the person who originally spoke to that lead, 30 days later, there'll be a task, follow up with them. Because the person who didn't get back to you, who you just had to abandon, 30 days later, you could hit them up and they could be like, oh yeah, sorry, I was super busy. Yeah, let's do it. Right? How often does that not happen though? Think about all the leads that go through your sales system, right? Your CRM, your pipeline, that just get left. It's like, oh, they said no, or they never got back to me. And that's it. They're gone. Like nothing happens. Maybe you send them some marketing emails, right? But that's it. So the first task is 30 days later, follow up with the lead. And you don't have to do it either. If you know for a fact that following up with them in 30 days isn't gonna do much for them, when the task comes up automatically, you don't have to do it. Just tick it off. Because the next task is gonna be 60 days later. And then there's a task 90 days later. And then there's a task 180 days later. And then there's a task 365 days later. There are these 5 tasks that take place on month 1, month 2, month 3, month 6, and month 12, right? To follow up with the lead. And what will happen is one of kind of 3 things. Number 1 is maybe they'll never get back to you, and maybe they truly are lost, truly are to be abandoned. Fine, I admit it. That's why this doesn't go on forever. We do it for maybe a year. I think that makes sense in this online digital marketing agency game. But what will happen is for the people who you follow up with, some people will get back to you and give you either a more definitive answer, or they will actually be interested to go again. Either a month or 2 months or 3 months or 6 months or a year later, right? There will also be people who see you do this outreach back to them, who see you messaging them, see you emailing them, whatever, giving them a call, and they don't respond, but they have you in their mind. So at a random point, when the problem strikes again, when they're thinking, we need a new agency, we need someone to help us, you are the person they think of because you've been following up with them. And it's this invisible work that really starts to compound, right? The problem you probably have right now is that you either don't do this or you do it manually. Honestly, most agencies, I would say don't do it, right? Or do it very little. And whatever process you have around like lead reactivation is kind of like, hey, we ain't got any calls in the calendar, let's try and call some old leads, and like, that's it, right? There's nothing formalized about it. And having it formalized like this means that it happens consistently. Having these tasks that are, automatically coming up means that it happens consistently. You don't forget about it. Every single lead, if they have not told you not to contact them or they've not become a client or whatever, you are going to be following up with, inevitably. And that is brilliant for getting deals from leads that came through ages ago, which means that your CAC overall is going to be lower because you're getting more out of every lead that comes into the system, right? Because right now, you've probably just got leads that are coming in and then going cold or getting forgotten. You know, you don't know what you're losing. You can't see the kind of cost that it is kind of incurring in your business not closing those deals without being aware that this is even a thing to do, right? And this process has saved me and my clients multiple times, because those times where your marketing isn't working very well, let's just say you've been doing this process for like 6 months, 8 months, whatever, and you're having a bad month with the ads, ad account gets frozen or whatever, so, you know, your cold emails start to suck, calendar's empty. The agency that isn't doing this doesn't have anything to fall back on, doesn't have any of that kind of long-term reactivation that's really been kind of building up and kind of chugging along in the background to save them, to pull them out of that tough spot, to bring new cash in when everything seems kind of lost, right? It has saved me multiple times where we don't have money to reinvest in the ads, we've had to lower the spend, and we've got this cash flow coming in from those old clients that has allowed us to put that bit of extra cash into the ads. That means we can keep running them, that then, oh, now we've booked some more calls, and now we're closing deals from the ads, and now we can start scaling the ads back up again and start scaling the agencies. It's super valuable. So let's do the math, or maths if you're from the UK, right? If this gets you one extra client a month, and you have a 20k LTV, which is very reasonable in the agency space, you should be gunning for that if you haven't got it already. So like 2,500 a month retainer average, 8-month retention, that's like 12.5% churn, very reasonable numbers. This is nothing crazy. You will make an extra 240k a year from this. Done. Guaranteed. 20k LTV, one client a month, you will make an extra $250,000 a year, or pounds, or whatever you're charging, right? And it takes 30 minutes to build once. And once you start doing it, it is statistically impossible for it not to work. If you weren't already doing this and you start to do it, you will make more money, right? You might be unlucky. It might not work as well as maybe we're talking about here. But if it gets you one extra client every 2 months and they're worth 20k, that's still 6 extra figures of revenue collected. That's still more like revenue coming in that you can leverage to hire better people, to invest in your ads, and so on and so forth. So it's just a no-brainer not to have this set up. You should be doing it anyway, so why don't we make it easy, right? So the daily process, once you've got it set up, is a task will just appear in whatever CRM dashboard you use. I use Go High Level. I would recommend you use it too. Automatically, so like the lead that we moved to lost 60 days ago, task gets created, follow up with them again. You or the sales rep would click onto that lead and have a look at like, all right, what were we talking about last time we spoke? What was our email correspondence like? Maybe you check the call recording, the transcript, stick that into ChatGPT and get it to jog your memory. It doesn't take very long. And then you either give them a personalized message or a personalized call, which takes like 3 to 5 minutes, all in all of this. And then maybe you do it like 3 to 5 times a day, maximum. And then you don't have to remember anything. You just do the task. Oh yeah, tasks. You've got, let's just say today you wake up, you've got 3 of these tasks in your tasks list. You do all 3 of them. Takes you about 15 minutes. Done. But if you do that every day, 5 days a week or 7 days a week, if you're a business owner, it will make you more money, right? So anyway, let me give you an idea. So once you've got this set up, you've got it built out inside your CRM. Let me give you an idea of like the timeline. So day 0 to 30, not much is going to happen with this because it takes 30 days for that first task to get created. So I have given you a bonus task, which is go hard and just hammer everyone in your pipeline right now. Like if you can, if you've got the time, if you've got someone to do it, just get every single lead in your entire pipeline and just hammer all of them. If you want to make some extra money, go and hammer everybody. Cold call all of them. It's not really a cold call because you probably already had a call with them or whatever. Or maybe you've had like some kind of correspondence with them. It's not like this from a random list. But then, you know, once you get to like day 30, day 60, day 90, that's when these tasks are actually going to start created. The point I'm trying to make really is like, you've got an opportunity to make some more money now while you wait for the tasks to accrue anyway, right? But yeah, once we get to day 30 days after the first day that we moved someone to lost or abandoned or whatever, from the day we set everything up, you're going to get your first task. And then 60 days later, you're going to get your second task for that lead, and then a task from another lead that you moved like 3 days after you started doing this process, and so on and so forth. The tasks are going to start accumulating slowly and almost certainly will start turning into deals, right? But when you get to like day 90 to day 180, so like 3 to 6 months in, you're going to have multiple tasks to do every single day, which won't take long, and they will equate into deals. 6 months in, you're very consistently going to be closing extra deals every month from doing this. I'm being conservative by saying 1 deal. If you've got a lot of leads in your pipeline, if you're speaking to a lot of people, this is huge. I'm saying minimum, you should be closing an extra 1 deal a month from this, but you could be closing 3, 4, 5, 10. Depends how big your team is, depends how big your agency is, how big your marketing pipeline is, etc. 12 months in, that's when we're really at full swing, and I will literally guarantee you that your agency MRR is up at least 20K a month as a direct consequence. If you do this, it'll be up, and it just doesn't take that long. Anyway, so if you're interested in all of this and would like my help with setting it up inside your CRM, or if you don't have a CRM, me giving you my like white labeled version of the CRM I've built with my entire system in for free, you can book a call with me. I will either give you the automation, build it inside your CRM, and also I'll see if I can spot any more kind of areas for improvement as well, both in your CRM and your overall sales process. And if you like what you hear, maybe we'll work together. But if not, no worries. So anyway, I'll see you in the next one.